Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to give you guys just a base overview of how I feel about Tower of Fantasy, how I feel about this game so far, because I just completed the final mission and I feel like, it's probably a good time to give a good decent review of this game. I know that I did a pros and cons before, and that mainly spoke about the time gates within the game and the pros and cons of the game at that time. But now this is going to be a blatant overview and a more in-depth review of the things at hand within the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, but this is pretty much going to be a lengthy video. So the topics that I'm going to hit on in this video is the combat, the movement, the story, party play, the gacha systems, and the optimization within the game. I may not do it in that order, but those are the topics I'm going to be going over. So the first thing, the most interesting thing to me, I'm going to go over is the combat. The combat is fluid and fun, and it pushes you to use all of your weapons in your disposal. So you can only have 3 weapons equipped. It pushes you to use those 3 weapons because of how you can only activate their specials when switching to another weapon. And this in turns is a good thing because it keeps you active on the field. It makes you make sure to keep an eye on what weapon you're using at the time and how much energy you have in your gauge. And if you're not paying attention to these things, you will end up just spamming the same weapon over and over again and not getting to use that weapon super, which will be detrimental to your DPS and it'll just feel bad to play. One thing that I feel like should be changed in this game and should just be removed outright is the dodge count. It's not connected to the endurance. It's not connected to your stamina. Stamina and dodging has 2 different meters. To me, I'm like, why have 2 different meters? Why not just have endurance? And when you dash, take stamina from endurance or just decrease endurance overall. Don't decrease it the same amount as if you were attacking, because if you are attacking, you should make that less than your dodging. So having those 2 things together would still be a possibility, but having them separate, it feels like, There's been times where I'm like in combat and I'm dodging. I'm like, yo, I have enough stamina, I have enough endurance. Why am I not dodging? And then I remind myself, I look to the right hand corner, my dodge meter's empty. And I think to myself, why do I have a dodge meter? But not going on a rant there, but like, I don't feel like there should be 2 separate systems for 2 different stamina systems, basically, because that's what it is. You have endurance and you have your dodge counts, and your dodge counts regenerate and your endurance regenerates. Why not put both of the systems together? I think it will work great that way, and you wouldn't have a small meter on the bottom that is like really hard to see, that most people don't pay attention to. All right, now I'm gonna move over to the movement. The movement in this game is fluid for the most part. Traversing the world feels great. You have vehicles for the land and you have a jetpack for the sky, but not for nothing. Meaning, in my opinion, honestly, the best items for traversing is the hoverboard gadget and the grappling hook. The hoverboard gadget can be activated in water. If you're submerged in a body of water and you're doing a swimming animation, no matter what its cooldown is, you can still use that hoverboard to get around. And it still continues to decrease the cooldown of the item being used while using it in submerged in water. So that item is always usable as long as there is a decent body of water around. If you're not vertically inclined, meaning you hate climbing up these mountains, that grappling hook will save your life. It is one of the best items for traversing in this game. And it doesn't even have to be a mountain. You could be just trying to hook up to somewhere close. Like, that's literally one of the best movement items within Tower of Fantasy. And I keep that on my slot at all times. It can also be used for combat, but not so much. Also, regarding the ground vehicles, I feel like they should have some type of boost. Like, you should have shift to move, if not just like a little bit faster. It doesn't have to be like at crazy speed. It doesn't have to be insane speed, but the hoverboard's activation is faster than any vehicles in the game. So outright, when you activate the boost of the hoverboard, it's faster than any vehicle in the game. It is the fastest thing at that moment. So I feel like we need vehicles where you could press shift and you move a little bit faster. It doesn't have to be an insane speed. It doesn't have to be a ridiculous speed. Just a little bit faster will help. Now, moving on to the story. So the story for this game is what you expect from a gacha game. It's mid in a sense. Hold on. It's mid in a sense that it's not good and it's not bad, but it did grab my interest at times. Like whenever there was this fight scene, I typically sat down and I went through the fight scene. I paid attention to what was going on and the combat, because I'm a little combat junkie, man. I like fighting, I like combat, I like hand-to-hand combat, swords, things like that. So I sat down and enjoyed that. Also, when Mia started talking, bro, she is adorable, bro. You cannot skip it. If you skipped her cutscene, bro, I gotta report you, bro. I gotta report you to the authorities. But those are the two things I don't skip. But towards the end and the last few missions, I did get really interested, because they decided to pull some Nier Automata stuff and kind of twist your view and turn the game into a bullet hell while fighting the final boss. And then after the bullet hell, she throws you into the sky and puts you in a different plane above Hycros. I'm like, hold on, this fight is type fire. And she's floating, throwing spears at you and all this extra stuff while you're fighting her in the sky. And I'm like, yo, this is a type clean boss battle. In a sense, it extremely loosely reminded me of PGR, like when fighting Gilgamesh, because him and PGR, he is one of the best boss fights. He's one of the hardest boss fights. Granted, this boss fight in this boss fight in Tower of Fantasy, it wasn't that in-depth, it wasn't that crazy, it wasn't that difficult, but it was an interesting fight that did grab my attention. But all story-wise, the other aspects, I didn't really pay attention to. I paid attention to Cheryl when she got injured, stuff like that, things in the beginning. But later on, I just more along the line started skipping things if it wasn't a fight scene. If nothing crazy was going on, I skipped it. And when it comes to voice acting, it's English voice acting is English voice acting. It is terrible, unless it's Mia. Mia is the only reason why I have English voice acting on in this game, because to me, she sounds better in English than she does in Japanese, Korean, or whatever other languages they have within the game. Now, regarding party play, I think this game does party play well, and I think this game does field bosses well. There's been many instances, especially with the new event that came out, that I found myself creating a boss train. A boss train meaning that I call people from different channels within my server and tell them, yo, I'm about to start this boss, and this boss is going to start the chain of events where we kill all the field bosses on the map within the world of Asteros. So once I start that, we start up the boss train, we go from boss to boss to boss to boss, and that in itself is fun, because you're fighting these field bosses that is really hard to solo. You can solo them if you want, but they are difficult solo. And with a party, it's fun. It's not just like, oh, they're just gonna die in one hit, they're just gonna be really easy to kill. That's not the case. They're still difficult even when you're with a party. After the first one, I think Rodrag, the flower boss, some of them have one hit kills, like the frost boss. If you freeze and someone doesn't unfreeze you, you're toast, bro. Toast? No, you're iced, bro. You're iced. And the monkey Apophis, if he throws his charged spirit bomb at you, that's basically KO. You're basically KO. There's nothing else you could do. And then the other bosses that are interesting, like the shark Sobek, he's fun to fight. He has a lot of AoE, but he's a big boss and fun to fight. He's the biggest that we have on the map at the moment. And then you have Lucio. It's nothing special, but the field bosses are fun to fight with groups. and to party up with groups. Even if you don't have a gold cipher to open up that chest, you can still open up the chest, and because you partied up with people, you get support points, and those support points can be used, I believe, weekly to purchase black nucleuses. I'm gonna get into black nucleuses and how I feel about those and its banner later on in the video. But yeah, you can use support points to purchase black nucleuses and various other items from the support shop. But I really do like the party play. There's other things like joint operations, which have you fight bosses. There's dimensional gates and dimensional interstellar gates. There's a lot of party things in this game for you to do, and that's something I do like, because this game is online. You'll see people running around throughout the world doing whatever they're doing. Like, that's what I like. Now moving on to the optimization. Personally, I haven't had any problems optimization wise because I am playing mainly on PC. I have not touched the phone at all. I told myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing this on the phone. To me, it's hard to play free flow combat games on a cell phone unless it's PGR, Project Gray Raven, because it has the best combat for a mobile game. Like, hands down, it has better combat than Genshin. I gotta say, better combat than Genshin, better combat than Tower of Fantasy. Their combat's extremely quick, extremely responsive, and smooth as butter. So it's really hard to play free flow combat games on the cell phone. I did hear about people playing this game on the cell phone and that their phones are overheating, or it's just like heating up a lot and the game crashes and things like that. So from their perspective and what I've heard, I'm saying optimization could be better, could be a lot better. But personally, I haven't had any problems with optimization. Now into the longest part of this video. The longest part of this video will be the gacha system. This game has a grand total of over 20 different types of currencies. They have dark crystals, which allow you to buy poles, titanium, which allows you to buy any currency, 3 types of energy crystal dusts, gold nucleus for the weapon banner, black gold, which is its pity currency that's given to you when you pull a duplicate weapon that you've already maxed out, black nucleus, the lesser version of the gold banner that has half of the chance of pulling an SSR because of how abundant black nucleuses are within the world. There's red nucleuses, which is the event version of the gold nucleuses banner, and its pity currency flame gold, proof of purchase for the matrix banner and its pity currency base chip, along with its event version special voucher and overclocking chip. There's also merit currency for the guild shop, training points for the training shop, support points for the support shop. There's even achievement and amusement park tickets, but I'm not going to count those for now. So in total, without counting those last 2, there's 20 currencies. But if you do count them, there's 22. This game within the first week of launch had 5 banners active. The gold, black, and red nucleus banner, along with the matrix banner and its event version. I think this is absurd. To have 5 different banners, that's a lot. Especially when a game first drops, along with the amount of currencies it has. I don't think you should have over 20 currencies in a game. And if your game has over 20 different currencies, something went wrong somewhere, or you're just trying to keep each of these currencies separate because it will be easier for the players to decide what's more important to spend their points on if it was all in one place, or if it was even separated into 3 different shops. And the fact that the black nucleus banner has no form of pity whatsoever, and it has such a low pull rate for SSRs, feels terrible. And it feels terrible to pull from. And that's something you don't want in a gacha game. You don't want the player to pull from your banner and feel like there's no point to pull from it. And that in itself discourages people from pulling from other banners in the future. Personally, I've had terrible luck on a black nucleus banner. I've only gained 1 SSR and over 400 pulls. To me, that is insane. I remember one time I saved up 120 black nucleuses and told myself, yeah, I'm going to pull from this banner and I'm going to get an SSR. And guess what? After I got to the last pull, I hit that 10 pull button, nothing. At that point, I didn't even want to pull anymore. I'm like, you serious? I don't want to touch any other banners. If I pulled 12 10 pulls on this banner and I didn't get anything worthwhile, all I see is duplicate purples, duplicate SRs. Why would I want to keep pulling from this banner? To me, it's like, what? Only reason I'm pulling it from this banner at this moment is to get the pity currency from getting dupes, basically, in the materials, because in this banner it has a bunch of materials you find out in the world inside of this banner. So you're pulling SRs, level up materials. That's basically all you're pulling on the Black Nucleus banner, and I believe that's all what that banner is about. It's just about pulling materials. And if you get an SSR, you're lucky. Me, I wasn't lucky. To me, what I will say is that the matrix banners are more forgiving. 40 pulls, if you didn't pull what you need, then they will still give you a SSR matrix, and I think that's good for the matrix banner. The matrix banner has a better pull rate for SSRs than the weapon banner, and personally I just pulled a lot more SSRs on that banner because of that rate, and I think that's just insane. For me to have good luck on the matrix banner, and matrices goes into the weapons. You put matrices into the weapons, so I'm able to pull a weapon enhancement item more than I could pull the weapon itself. And in order to level up the rank of a SSR chip, you have to have a similar SSR chip of that type. So looking at this whole system, in order to upgrade, in order to get an SSR, you have to go pull from the gold nucleus banner or the event banner. After you pull from those banners and you gain an SSR, you need an SSR matrix, and you only get a SSR matrix mainly from pulling from the matrix banner. And in order to enhance those SSR matrices to get more stats out of them, you have to pull from the chip banner more, or you have to get really lucky and join operations and get an SSR chip. So you need SSR chips to upgrade SSR chips. So if you're really trying to well, this game gives you that potential. I would say if you're looking at Diablo Immortal and you look at this game isn't on the level of Diablo Immortal, but it's sure is close when it comes to pulling on these banners and when it comes to looking at these banners. You won't be able to spend as much, but you can get close. Personally, I've been pulling on the recent event summer banner for the skin, before the outfit. Like, I like the outfit. It's a summer outfit. Like, who's not gonna go for it? And I've gotten lucky and I've gotten the ears, and this is all free. I have not spent money on pulling from that banner. Personally, I've only put in about $12 or $7 into the game. I've purchased the pass, the battle pass. I've purchased one of the packs that gives me the grappling hook early on, and I purchased the $5 packs. So that was a $1 pack, a $6 pack, and whatever the battle pass costs. So in terms of willing, I am a guppy. I am mainly free. So looking at this at the end of this day, did I enjoy this game? Yes, I enjoyed this game. Did I like the combat? Yes, I like the combat. Did I like the story? I don't pay attention to the story. This is a gacha game. Optimization, did I have any problems? Nope. Gacha, pulling from the gacha in this game, it feels horrible. If you're pulling from the Black Nucleus banner, it feels terrible. Unless you're extremely lucky, it feels really bad. When I first started playing the game, I saw the Black Nucleus banner and looked at the rates and saw the Gold Nucleus banner. And at that point, I was able to recognize what it was going to be. What was going to be the important banner to pull from. And that will be the Gold Nucleus banner if there's no event banner. And if there is an event banner and it's not bugged, then you will be pulling from the event banner. And the thing is, The currency from the event banner do not carry over. Rolls on the event banner does not carry over. Pity on the event banner does not carry over. The pity currency on the event banner does not carry over. It converts into black gold, which goes back into the gold nucleus banner, which becomes that pity, and which allows you to get a chance of pulling a duplicate of a weapon that you already have. Right now I have Crow at 30 stars because I pulled him twice and I used my pity twice to level up his weapon. So that means I basically pulled this guy 4 different times, which is insane. And when that pity came through, I couldn't spend it on a new weapon because I would have had to spend it on what I had already, which I think that's terrible. If I'm pulling from this banner so much that I'm able to accumulate enough pity to purchase the same weapon that I have, why not allow me to purchase a different weapon that I don't have? Like, come on. But you know, this is all to keep you to keep pulling. It's all to keep you to keep pulling. Because if you can hit pity and get a brand new weapon, what's the point? Just make sure you hit pity all the time. Like, you'll get the weapon you're looking for and never pull from it again. But that's going to be enough of my rambling about Tower of Fantasy. This is my review. I enjoyed the game. I'm going to keep playing the game. I'm going to see where it goes because I did like the end of the story where the combat just changed, things picked up, things became different, and they became more interesting. And they showed us a new area, which is the desert, which is coming later on. I don't know when. Hopefully soon, but I don't know when. So guys, thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and remember, this is the opinion of one person playing a gacha game. If you enjoy the game and if you want to continue playing the game, play the game. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. Just do what you guys want to do and just don't try to force what you feel onto other people. If you feel like the game is good and you hear people saying, oh, the game is bad, that's just how they feel about it. So on that note, I will catch you guys later.